What's our first topic today? Do we have topics lined up, or we just?
I got a list.
That's not usually a thing that we do, but I don't know. I thought, you know.
I always keep a thing on my phone like this of like, what should happen to me this week?
Yeah.
First, let's start off the fact that I called out last week. It was like, I'm going to make sure we do the podcast every week. And then I immediately got sick. Within days of us recording that, we got hit. I guess we can talk about it. We got hit with a giant-ass blizzard. And, of course, being out.
Oh, I guess we haven't recorded since then. I didn't.
No, we haven't.
I didn't think about that.
We didn't lose power or anything. It's just like we were expecting to.
We got extremely lucky.
We did not.
Everyone else did.
But eventually we got to the point that was just like, it was getting time to record a podcast. I'm like, man, I have a tinge in my throat. I don't know what's up. And then like the next day I was just like,
he couldn't
I was
talk.
I could not
like,
speak.
He literally could not talk.
Literally, and we were saying, for a second we were like, do I have COVID? I was like, shit, did I get COVID?
Yeah.
And I was like, no, thankfully it was strep throat.
Yeah.
So we're fine.
Something like that. I don't know. It's been going around like Mickey, like I said, Mickey had basically the same thing, and
it's been going about it was like some kind of virus.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not COVID. We're certain of that. So, ding, 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 we're fine. But I got hit with it harder than I think pretty much any of us did.
Yeah, I'm still getting the sinus side of it, I think.
Yeah, you're all nasally. I offered you Mucinex. You can't say I didn't try.
I just keep blowing my nose. Like, it's fine. I'll be fine. Like,
there's such this big empty
it's
spot
not
on
that
the couch
bad
now because we've changed. Here, I'm gonna.
This cushion is like noticeably way
it's the
higher.
Center frame of the shot, and yet, man, I wish I had a pillow down here. But like, you can scooch out to me.
But I don't want to like move around. Like,
you can
what?
move the thing. Like, it's not the end of the world.
I just got comfortable. Like, why do I have to move? This stupid cushion.
Come towards me. Yeah, there we go.
There,
our legs
we'll
still
like
in the
this.
shot. We are professionals.
This is weird.
This
is really weird.
Professionals. But we got hit with a giant. I'm gonna say blizzard. I don't know what constitutes the difference between a snowstorm and a blizzard, but I'm gonna say that was probably it.
Is there a difference?
I don't know. Are they synonyms, or is it like they're like meteorologists out there? Let us know.
I guess I assumed they were synonyms until you said that, but like, I would say a blizzard is accompanied by like really heavy winds. We didn't really get heavy winds like that, so I would say it was more like a snowstorm.
Not as bad as we were supposed to.
If we're gonna make the distinction, then I'd say it was more of a snowstorm, but it was still out of nowhere. Everything was white,
and then
couldn't drive.
And it's a week later, and there's still snow on the road out there.
The igloo completely melted.
Oh, can you talk about the igloo?
I went by it. So
it completely.
He
melted?
was sick. I went by. It's gone. Like completely gone. Oh my gosh, it was so tough. Okay,
I was sick, and you did not want to be around me.
Yeah, I was leaving. That's why it was like a good way to fill my time. But I was sitting here playing video games, and I got a call. I was in the middle of a game of Fortnite, so I couldn't answer it. But he brings the phone down, and he's like, "Do you want to go build an igloo?"
Fucking Fortnite
I was like,
gamer.
What? I was like, "Build an igloo? What the heck are you talking about?" So I went to one of my friend's house.
A friend from our D&D group.
Yeah, and a friend from high school. You know, like he's been friends with us for years.
Carson, come on the podcast.
Yeah, he should definitely. I mean, perfect person to come on. He's a streamer, voice actor, cool guy. But anyways, so he invites me to his house. I think they're building like a little snow fort. You know, you crawl in a little igloo, like very nice.
I said the word igloo.
It was an igloo, but it was not reasonable to think that we could build an igloo that big. But we almost did. The roof was impossible. There was 3 of us like consistently working on it.
For reference, you were using like bins, like those like Walmart like plastic bins.
Yes.
For each block of the snowstorm of the igloo.
So someone had to hold it while we secured it, and we had to hope it stayed. And most of them did. Yeah.
Yeah. And
most
you know
of them
what?
stayed.
For what I saw of it, from the photos and stuff, I'm glad that I saw
taller
it.
Than me.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I wasn't too sick to go do it. Because, man.
And we called everyone. Like, literally, I mean, like, some of my friends probably think I'm weird now because, like, people I haven't talked to in years, I just called and was like, "You want to come build an igloo? You want to help us build this?" And no,
that's
they were
what
like,
it was like for me. He called me up and was like, "Yo, you want to build an igloo?" And I was like, "I can't, but I know someone who can."
I now understand why, because we were like calling and texting everyone. Like we had like
you were calling the
we were
cavalry.
trying to get like a labor force working, and nobody wanted to help us, and nobody did. I mean, there was people there before I got there, but after that day, yeah, it was just me, Carson, and Aaron. And Aaron's
Really?
Carson's brother, so it was like just the two brothers and me.
It blows my mind that it's all gone.
Yeah, we tightly compacted that hoe. It stayed in, and
Because
somehow
there's still snow like in our driveway.
there's like those. You know how you see those piles of snow beside the road? They're like blackened. Like
yeah,
really,
it's where the snow plows came by. Like
yeah. I assumed it was like just like the cars like exhaust, like getting on the snow and
shoveled
stuff.
the driveway and shit because
But,
it
like-
was impossible to get out the house.
Yeah, that's the thing though. Is like I don't understand how those survived. Like those weird little piles in the road, and our igloo that was like tightly compact. Like,
Yeah.
you have to understand if it was standing that tall, it had to have been
Yeah.
tight. But
It was a legitimately
I don't know.
impressive igloo. I wonder. I could probably throw a photo up or something.
we also had a fire in it like the first
Oh,
night.
before anything else, speaking of photos, you've seen it, so I don't need to show you the photo.
Yeah.
Future me, throw up the igloo, and then also throw up this It's been a few weeks since Christmas. I meant to talk about this on the last one, but we didn't.
Yeah.
We drove by a place recently. It was like some local business or whatever, who had like a Christmas decor up. They're like, it was supposed to be like Santa falling off the roof.
Are you talking about the Allstate thing?
Was it an Allstate thing?
It was.
I don't
It was
know.
either. I think it was State Farm maybe.
It was some like.
You're talking about the one.
Yeah,
It looks
the
like he's
one
hanging.
where
Like
it looks like he's legitimately being crucified.
because yeah, he's like this.
It's Santa Claus
down-
on the roof just being crucified.
I thought it was a State Farm employee, which is why I thought it was
Oh,
even
was
weirder
it?
that it was just like it looked like he was just a regular. To me, it looked like he was just a
It just
regular
looked like a
guy
dude.
that they decided to hang out there. At first, I was like, "What's that guy doing?" I was like, and then I realized it was fake, and I was like, "That's terrible."
I showed
Like
you
when they
the
put it
photo.
up, they
I
didn't
think I
notice
showed
that
you
it
the
looks like
photo,
that?
and then we actually drove by it because it was like on a route I always go.
Oh no, I've
on.
seen it. It was in front of my sister's little apartment.
Oh,
Like,
so that's great.
That's what I'm saying. It's like right in the central part.
Did-
I saw it a lot.
I don't know how you put that up and not be aware.
That's what
I
I'm
don't know
saying.
if it's partially
Like they
intentional.
saw it. Like they know what like someone hanging like that looks like. Like
It's amazing.
we all do.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Like I legitimately, you know what? We're talking about it, so it's working in
Yeah.
terms of like marketing.
Oh yeah.
So you know what?
Doesn't make me want to buy
Bravo.
insurance.
Yeah,
I mean-
it doesn't mean I'm gonna go out for your shitty insurance plan.
Maybe it'll make you consider like, what if I had a roof accident? You know,
Yeah.
so you get insurance.
but you get roof
after
insurance. That's
seeing-
the thing, isn't it? Roof insurance is, yeah.
I
'Cause
don't-
if there's roof damage, if you live in a place where like there's
See,
a
but
lot of hail.
we're talking about an accident like where you fall off the roof. So like roof insurance wouldn't
then
apply
that's
to
just, like-
that specifically.
Listen, I've dealt with too much freaking insurance in the
Yeah.
past like 8 months
Yeah.
to like to want to talk about it ever again.
Yeah.
But like
It's just stupid and
it
complicated.
goes
like
back
I
to one of my
hate.
favorite Reddit stories
hate
of all
it.
time was a girl. It was an AMA, and a girl who got mauled by a bear. Like got mauled by a bear, and she was asked one of the top things was like, what was the worst part about getting mauled by a bear? And without missing a beat, she just goes, Blue Cross, hands down. And you know what? I felt that a little too hard. It was great.
I feel like
Imagine DiCaprio in The Revenant, and then that's happening, and yet the thing that's worse than that, getting physically assaulted by a bear.
how bad did the bear hurt her?
She was
like,
in the hospital.
That's what I'm saying. But like,
I'm
yeah,
saying-
I mean, like, if
I'm
I get
saying-
attacked by a bear, no matter
Honestly,
what
there's
happens,
no
I'm going to
bear
hospital.
attack. There's no bear attack that ends with like, you know what? I'm fine. You don't. If I ever get
I'm just saying, like, when you say mauled, I'm thinking like
mauled,
teared off, like
I think
pieces of
part-
body.
I might be remember. This was a long ass time ago, so it was like, I think part of her face was like doing like the flap thing. Have you ever seen
Yeah.
that? Where like if you cut, it gets cut right here,
Yeah.
and then it like,
Yeah, I know what you're
it's-
talking about. Where like it looks like it's curving outward.
yeah,
Yeah.
like a weird like if it's like if you turn a page and then you see Harvey Dent.
Gotta say, I think that getting mauled would be worse.
Worse
than
the
shirts.
book.
So
I
like,
disagree.
I don't know.
Here's the thing though, if you had to okay, you get the perfect insurance.
Yeah.
Anything you cover for you and your family for your entire life will
Yeah.
be forever covered. You're fine.
Yeah.
All you have to do is go 30 seconds with a bear. 30 seconds. And then the bear magically teleports. You'll
okay.
survive. You're guaranteed to survive. But you're covered. You never have to deal with insurance again.
I don't care about. I don't need that.
You need to deal with insurance more.
No, I don't need that. You would rather get attacked by a bear for 30 seconds, not knowing what it's gonna do to you. All you know is you're gonna survive.
I know I'm gonna survive,
and all you get out of it is good insurance.
That, like you're not. This is not gonna be a life change.
No, let me ask: is it free insurance, or I still have to pay for it? Am I just getting a good deal on insurance?
You're covered. Insurance is free. You're good. You're covered forever
for the rest of my life.
You've got like I can't imagine who's got the best insurance plan. This is such an old conversation.
I don't even care about that part. I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about the rules of the actual contest. Like, for instance, how close do I have to be for the bear to the bear for 30 seconds? Do I just have to let the bear
are in a gladiator arena for about 30 seconds. All you got to do is just survive.
Okay.
Not even survive. You just have to be in the arena with a bear.
Bears can run at about 35 miles per hour.
Why do you know that?
I've studied bears, and their bite is like, I think, like 1,200 what would be like pounds of force, like being able to like crush that, and they can climb trees and swim.
I think collectively, like have you seen that there was some study that was done recently about like the biggest animal people can face versus their political affiliation, and what they discovered is conservatives are way more confident that like they could like kill a bear or kill like a ape in like one-on-one
They didn't even have to study that. I could have told you that. That was obvious.
Exactly.
Have you met people who go around screaming about the Second Amendment? They believe
that they're invulnerable.
They believe that if the government comes to their door, they're going to have like a Rambo type standoff with them. And actually, I believe some of them actually will. And that's their prerogative, you know, if they want to die like that. I mean,
what comedian was it? Was like, if you think that like a shotgun's gonna help you against the government, you don't know how tanks work.
Yeah,
it was some comedian. Maybe it was Mulaney. I can't remember.
But there's more of us than them, and you got to remember the soldiers are still citizens. So that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to agree with whatever politician's doing. So if someone tries to turn the army,
this is getting Civil War very quickly.
I'm saying, like, if someone tries to turn the entire actual army against the United States itself, it wouldn't work.
Yeah,
because you're turning them against, like, National Guard, rubber bullets, stopping riots. Yeah, that's different. Actually going to send someone to murder someone in their own home is very, very different. And dude, let's not act like that's something that's gonna happen anytime soon.
This is the
reasonably,
man
okay?
Here. Look at us. This he's got a polo on. He's
like, I'm the National Guard. I'm the person that they're gonna send to get you. And I promise you, if they try to send me to get you, I'm not gonna do it. All right, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have even admitted that on air. But I'm not gonna turn against the United States. We took an oath to protect the Constitution, not just whatever they tell you to do. So it's like, I feel like I'm reasonably allowed to not murder my neighbors if I was told to, and they're not gonna do it. Moving on, let's go back to the bear thing.
Okay, back to the bear.
Let me go ahead and say,
the insurance thing or whether.
So you said it's a gladiator. It's a gladiator arena. I'm assuming big flat land, like a big actual like Coliseum.
Let's say Final Destination.
I don't
you need
get
to play
that.
more Smash Brothers. Okay, never mind.
I don't get it.
This guy pulled out a Fortnite reference. Freaking, we're on different paths.
I'm saying, like, I was just saying, like, the Coliseum. Like, is like the Coliseum or is like a mini Hunger Games arena? Like, are we talking like there's terrain or is it like just one big flat?
Like Ben-Hur.
See, you keep saying stuff. just agree with me that it looks like the Coliseum. The Coliseum is the Coliseum is just a big flat round area.
If I say the word,
if you say
Greek
yes,
Coliseum,
yes.
Okay, that.
I said that. You just wouldn't agree with me. You kept making references that I don't get. Oh my god. Okay.
This is what every podcast should be.
Back to the bear question. So the bear definitely has its sights set on me. Like, it's not. I can't like avoid getting into a conversation, like just being in the arena, right?
I mean, you could run from the bear, but
it's gonna catch me though. So that would be kind of pointless.
But the thing is, how I'm not even saying. Listen, I'm gonna be honest, and going back to that poll thing, I'm like, I don't think I could survive any amount of time with a bear.
Is it a black or a brown bear?
It's a very important question.
It's like
DiCaprio fight in The Revenant.
Definitely a brown bear, right?
It's black.
I thought it was like a huge brown bear.
It might have been a brown bear or grizzly or something.
Yeah, like, I just thought it was. Yeah.
I don't know. whatever that is, that's what you're going up against.
Okay.
And that you got to think about that in like, this is my only context for bear attacks, and I'm gonna be completely honest here. And I think collectively, me and you, if the biggest animal we could face, going back to that poll, I think collectively this room could take a chipmunk. Have you ever had a chipmunk get like locked in your house?
Well, you're saying that me and you collectively together could take
That's
a
the
chipmunk?
biggest animal I think we could like substantially fight. Think about
What?
it. Think about that though.
You're talking about two grown men.
Versus a chipmunk.
If we had to murder an animal, we could at least murder a
Have-
dog.
Have you ever? I had dog doors growing up. So like, have you ever had a chipmunk get into your house? It's ridiculous.
Okay, here's the thing. A chipmunk could be a bigger threat than some bigger animals, like a bigger dog who might be more docile than a
Mhm.
chipmunk who's like rabbit attacking you.
They talk of
So
just,
are we
like,
talking
us
about
as
size, or
in-
are we just talking about like the viciousness
in
level?
talking about us as like creatures that are on this planet. Like our traits were never, we're not we're not creatures made for like one-on-one fights or like hunting type deals without like using our brains. Like that's our big thing.
Yeah.
So we have like functioning, like we're on terms of like cognitive scale, we're at the top there.
Yeah.
And I don't want to hear anyone talking about fucking dolphins in the fucking comments.
So long, and thanks for all the fish.
Guess what? Dolphins? Your biggest threat is a cork. You don't see us getting damaged by corks.
Yeah.
We put
Stuff it in there.
Put that shit in wine all the time.
Freaking Phil Swift that cork straight into a dolphin's blowhole if it tries to attack you. I think I could take a dolphin on that note.
I don't know. I just like it's like the circumstance I gave. It's like a guaranteed survival for this bear.
That's what I'm saying is like okay. So you said it's gonna attack me, so I can't avoid it.
Wheelchair of anything.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be in a wheelchair or anything. There's nothing. You might get like a cool scar on your chest that you can like that, but that's just cool.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
you can whip
I would
that
be
out
okay
at a
with that.
bar. Like
Then
that's just
yeah,
us.
I would definitely okay as long as I don't get any facial damage. Because here's my thing:
How much damage can be sustained to your person that you would still do it? Like if we're talking a 3 like Wolverine claw mark across your face.
body damage. No, body damage. I do not care. Like, I could take like scars on my chest and body, however much unless I lose a limb or could like it disable something about me.
Yeah.
Like I don't want
No,
any
you're
disabling
fine.
injuries, but my face, my head, my neck, like up here, is very fragile skin. I don't want any of it damaged because I just don't like. I'm planning to make a little bit of money off of my face possibly if I succeed. So yeah, no risk.
There was that dude. Oh, what was his? I can't remember his name, but there was that guy. I think he was in like Breaking Bad or something.
Well, you can still make money as an actor with a
he-
scar, but
No,
like it's just
he cut off his own leg to get more acting roles. This might be like some urban legend
wait,
thing, but
what?
but it was like a thing where it's like he wasn't getting roles or anything in Hollywood and whatnot. So he was already a veteran or something, I think, and then he just cut off his own leg.
Like he sawed it off himself?
Yeah.
No, he did not. If you
Or maybe he
tried
had
to
someone else
amputate your own
do it.
leg, you would
He might have
die.
had someone else do it.
If
but
a doctor did it, no. If he tried to saw off his own leg, he would definitely die.
Listen, you're the medic here, but I'm just telling you.
He's cutting straight through arteries. Like he could not do that himself.
I don't. Okay, maybe I don't know. It was something. He cut off something. I thought it was legs.
I
can't remember.
don't think he can do that.
Mm,
Here's the thing:
I think he had someone do it.
if he had someone do it, maybe.
Maybe.
But that's still probably gonna
But
kill
think
you
about-
if you don't handle it
I'm
the right
remembering
way.
He
Like
was already a veteran, so maybe he knew a guy in like a
I
medic.
no, I don't think
If
someone's
I-
gonna cut off your legs. That's an urban legend. You have to look that up. You have to look that up right now because I swear if that's true,
Google it.
I'll
I
eat
have
my
such
hat.
a long list of topics that we just have completely avoided.
I'll freaking eat my hat.
freaking
I'm serious. I'll
actor
take a video of
who
everything. I'll
cut
make a hat
off-
or buy a hat to eat because I don't have any good ones to eat.
It was his hand.
He cut off his hand. That's way more believable. Leg or arm would be like arterial damage, but like hand, like
It was That Better Call
sucks.
Saul actor who cut off his own hand admits to lying about being a veteran. So I was wrong on that. In order to get acting work.
oh, so you're saying he wasn't already a veteran? He
No.
cut off his hand so he could convince people he was a veteran. Oh my
and then got
god!
more acting work.
So this guy's just crazy.
This is why you shouldn't. I got like half of that story right. This is why you should never listen to like a bullshitty podcast as like your news source.
So I'm saying, like, look it up yourself. Whenever you hear something like that, if you're like, that's dumb, like,
That's dumb. Look that up
look it
before
up.
you repeat that in a bar somewhere.
if you're listening to a podcast, you have
If I
access
did
to the
35
internet.
seconds of googling at the beginning of that, it would have completely muted that story. All right,
It's funny to hear us argue about it, though, right?
I gotta what was the thing I needed to talk about? Oh, I wanted if you want to bounce off of our you not getting my references, Final Smash or whatnot.
I don't.
The Blizzard
I
thing.
don't have a Switch. I
Not
can't
the
play.
Blizzard we had, but the Blizzard.
Yeah,
Speaking
the
of
Blizzard
a Blizzard to a Blizzard, the
Blizzard
Microsoft
Activision
Blizzard thing.
stuff.
It was Activision Blizzard, which is the name of the
And-
company,
Yeah.
got bought by Microsoft.
Mm.
And me and you both had the same exact reaction to that, which was, yeah. Like,
I'm about to change to PC anyways, so it's
Yeah.
like,
well, the Game Pass just became a much better
I mean,
deal.
like, if I was like PS4, PS5 all the way, I'd be worried. But like right now, and even then, I don't think they're gonna have any Call of Duty exclusives until like years down the line.
I guarantee you they're coming. I guarantee you that Call of Duty is going to become an Xbox exclusive in like
They have a contract though. It's gonna take a while.
4 or 5 years.
That's what I'm saying. I'm
4 to
saying,
5
yeah,
years.
I'm just saying it's definitely gonna take a few years.
2026, I'm willing to
Yeah,
bet. If
I
it's a
agree with
year-
that. I'm
or
just
maybe,
saying, like,
maybe 3 to 4.
Yeah.
3 to 4-ish. But
I think like, yeah, between 3 to 5 years, but it's definitely not gonna be within the next like year or so.
no.
Because first of all,
It'd
they have a
be
contract.
ballsy.
Second of all, like I said, right now they're faking and acting like they're gonna be nice to each other, but
No.
we see it in the works. They're like working against each other, like doing stuff behind the scenes to just to spite each other. So Xbox and
Yeah.
PlayStation are never gonna get along.
Well,
Let's all just move to PC.
I don't even care about the whole like the PlayStation aspect of this. I was thinking about like Blizzard has like gone through some shit lately, and like
Yeah.
it's been called out rightfully for some pretty horrendous behavior.
Yeah.
Like we used to have a show where we did, you weren't on it, but I was on a show where I did a bunch of like news on the gaming hemisphere, and one of the big topics when we were doing that show was the whole Blizzard accusations of them being, in every source I've looked at, I've compared it to like frat boy culture. Like, and it's insane the shit that came out about that. And whenever the important thing to know is like whenever a business acquisition like this happens, the first thing that happens is a lot of people lose their job immediately. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of people at Blizzard getting laid off right now. And to that I say, meh.
I gotta say, like, if
Like,
it was
here's
gonna
the
happen
thing,
to any company,
there's probably a lot of like good like employees who were probably a lot of victims, if I'm being honest.
yeah, definitely.
But also it's like I'm so jaded by it at this point that like it's hard for me to care about
yeah, that's the
like Blizzard
that's
as
the
a
thing.
whole. Like I was a huge Overwatch and a huge WoW guy.
yeah.
And those were two games I've logged a lot of hours in. When that Blizzard shit came up, I dropped it altogether. I have not played Overwatch, I think, since that story broke, because I feel wrong, frankly, to like A, give money to that, and B, to continue to support all of that. And I told my friends who were like, well, you're really not gonna play the game. I'm like, dude, I just wouldn't be having fun knowing
Yeah.
that, like, and you know, you can say all day that I'm just a virtue signaling asshole that's like trying to score internet points here, but I'm not. I genuinely, playing Overwatch with people, I wouldn't be having fun anymore, because
Yeah.
all I could think about is the fact that there's a bunch of people in a hotel room with a poster of Bill Cosby.
What?
Did you see that? There was like a huge.
Okay, I thought you were making a joke. I was like, that's weird.
No.
It's like-
There was like a
like,
bunch of like people, or a bunch of like male employees there who had a room. It was I think it was at either BlizzCon or MagFest or something. It was called the Cosby Suite, and then they had a giant poster of Bill Cosby, and I can only imagine what happened in that room. You know.
That's terrifying.
And there's like this poster or like this picture of like a bunch of, and they all
If
came.
it's a joke,
They
then,
said
like,
that it was like a joke,
not funny,
But I'm like,
but-
that's not a funny joke.
But if they had a suite for that,
that
like
just-
with Bill Cosby theme,
even
seems
even
creepy.
if
like,
it's all just some stupid joke,
yeah,
it only furthers the whole idea that this is just a frat house, you
Yeah.
know. So like I guarantee you that this deal was going on way before
Yeah.
all of that. It was all being behind the scenes, but I definitely tell you that it probably knocked a few billion off it because they bought them for like it was like $79 billion.
Oh my
For
god.
reference, I think Bethesda was like 4 or 5. It was a single digit number.
I mean, again, they bought Activision
Vision
and
Blizzard.
which I think Activision is a bigger name because of like I think of like more classic games.
Yeah.
And of course, I obviously tie Activision and Call of Duty very closely together.
Yeah, and I like, and Activision was never. I was never a COD guy, so like,
Yeah.
but like the Blizzard name is much more.
I got
on me.
started on COD games, so that's I guess why Activision's bigger for me. But I know Blizzard's become, I know Overwatch is huge, and
Yeah,
they have what StarCraft and Warcraft.
and they've
and
already had to
Spyro.
do like they renamed. Oh yeah, they renamed McCree,
Yeah, because of the
because it was
named
named after a huge executive there. That's just it's stupid.
Wait, but okay.
Or
But
no,
here's
not
the one-
the name change isn't stupid. The whole fact that they had to do it because of these guys' behavior
Yeah.
is what was stupid.
Again, don't name your characters after people.
Yeah, do not never meet your heroes. Don't
Yeah.
name your
in a big company
characters
production
after-
environment like that, like no, I would not involve one of the executives with like a naming thing. It would be
Yeah,
like if it was like an
especially-
artist, like
well, I know.
that's different.
Here's what I guarantee
Comic
what
writer,
happened is
different.
that some executive came in and was like, "Yeah, you gotta name him after me or whatever." Like stroke his ego a bit.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, because there's no way that the artists working on the game were like, you know who we should name our character after? The CEO of this company. 'Cause
Yeah.
When have you ever?
Was it the CEO or was it someone else?
It was like some high-ranking executive.
yeah.
Or whatever. I don't know.
But yeah, that didn't.
I don't know
that didn't
the
happen.
org
Like,
chart of Activision.
unless he's just like they're like the hero of it, which I doubt.
Which
Because
I
if he was
doubt, 'cause if
involved
he
in the
was
bad behavior,
hero-
then like
because if he was the hero, this shit wouldn't be happening.
yeah,
You know, this is like a you know, if we listen to the whole phrase
Yeah.
instead of just pinpointing it's the bad apple ruins the bunch.
yeah,
You know, like, and this is the guy. If we're talking about one of the guys at the highest point of the tallest tower or whatever,
yeah,
it was like, yeah, you had the power to change this shit. You clearly didn't want to.
yeah,
So I mean, it's perpetuate. It's bad behavior, and I
Yeah.
don't. And you know what? As much as I hate, and don't get me wrong, I genuinely think the Microsoft acquisition of Blizzard and Activision is bad because I'm strictly anti-monopoly, and
Yeah.
I've been that way for years and
Yeah.
years. And when there's no competition in the marketplace, these companies are just gonna exploit you. They're gonna give you a shitty product, and they're not gonna do anything about it because they have no incentive. You're not gonna go anywhere else because you can't.
Yeah.
Because they're on
They
monopoly.
have everything. Yeah,
Disney owns like a ridiculous percentage of Hollywood. So not have to, if you were like strictly like, I'm never gonna watch anything Disney owns ever again, guess what? You're not gonna watch a lot of movies.
yeah,
You know, like I would love for someone to just go across this wall behind me and just point out, it's like Disney owns it, Disney owns it, Disney owns it, Warner Brothers owns it, Warner Brothers owns it. It's gonna be one of those two.
we should have 2 stickers, red and green or something like that,
Yeah,
and
and
go through and like or sticky notes or something like that. Label
Mhm.
each one just to
'Cause
check.
those two are they're massive, like Warner Media and Disney.
I
Like are
see
the
a big
ones.
patch of
'Cause, like,
Disney right there, and right
because
there.
those were all like the clamshells, where because like in the early 2000s, those were everywhere, and I love them.
yeah,
And Disney, of course, like they did the whole. You remember the Disney Vault?
yeah.
Yeah, they did that for years.
Yeah, it's so weird to think that when we were kids, VCR was like the biggest thing. Like
Yeah.
we used to pop in VCRs VCR tapes all the time, and I'm like, it seems so outdated now, but I mean, it used to be normal. Like,
someone posted
all the
on,
time.
I think it was on Twitter or something. They showed like someone's room that they hadn't been in since like the early 2000s,
Yeah.
and it was just like the immediate nostalgia of like, oh, there's a CD player with the headphones, like the Sony one,
Yeah.
the gray one or whatever, like the Walkman,
Yeah.
the whatever CD Walkman it was,
Yeah.
and then it was like the CRT TV that had a VHS player built into it, and
Yeah.
like all of that kind of stuff. It's like, oh, look, an Evanescence album. Did you see? Okay, this was actually on my list. Freaking that When We Were Young tour. You saw that, right?
I heard.
You heard about? Hold up, let me pull this up.
Oh, it's planned by the same people as people who did Fire, right?
I think so.
Yes, I
It's
did hear about that.
sketchy
And people were like
as-
upset now because they're like, oh, like it was good bands, a good festival, and like it's ruined because
Okay.
people who planned
First
that
off, I gotta throw my
absolute
glasses on
nightmare
for
of
this.
Fire.
Okay. First of all, the name When We Were Young tour can fuck off. Because
Yeah, what is the When We Were Young tour? Like, who's on it? I don't
Okay.
know.
oh, trust me, you'll recognize it. My Chemical Romance, Paramore, Day to Remember, Avril Lavigne.
Oh no.
You've seen where the audience demographic is here already, right?
Yes.
And those were like the main. I'm trying to see.
Oh
Let's
no.
see here.
I know what they're doing.
Or confessional.
That actually does sound fun, which is the worst part because I know they're gonna
Oh,
ruin
it
it.
sounds like well. Here was the other thing. Apparently, this is supposed to take place in like 2 days, and I'm gonna show you the full image real quick. That's how many bands are here. You see that, right? Like that's at least
Jimmy
2 dozen.
Hold on. Let me, can I see this real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
I just wanna.
Just
Yeah,
look at the number of
fine.
bands on that list. First of all, the
Pierce
name When You
Brown.
Were Young tour can fuck off.
Yes.
Because
When we were.
I'm not that old.
I think that the funny thing is though that
And
a
they're-
lot of these are like people who were teenagers when these people were famous.
Yeah,
and we were
that
kids.
was we
so
were
it's like
kids. but
we're
we weren't-
younger than the actual demographic, but like this is a lot of stuff that is very
we
nostalgic
listen
for us.
to.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like we are in the people who like they want to come to this, but
Mhm.
like the name I think
Barely.
is directed at like our
Barely.
parents, like because my mom listened to that stuff when she was a teenager. So
Mhm.
that's like it's definitely
Your
directed.
mom's young though.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I just say because like a lot of my friends have way older parents than I do. My mom was also like, she listened
Your
to
mom is
Linkin Park
awesome.
and Evanescence. I love my mom. She was so cool.
You would not have
She
been
is
a
so
teenager
cool.
when these bands were popular.
She listened to Ugly Kid Joe, Evanescence. And she was like just out of her teens when they were early
Okay.
2000s.
Yeah, I guess.
She was like 20 when I was born.
okay.
She was 20 when I was born.
Yeah, okay, because we were kids. Yeah, okay. Math. I forget what year it is.
See, she was just above
But,
teens. Actually,
okay,
you're right.
I
You're
am
right.
so excited to watch this explode.
Yeah.
I like when I first saw the lineup, I'm like, holy shit, I gotta get tickets to this. Then I found out like all the shade behind it, and I was like, oh shit, no way. I
Yeah.
get to watch this unfold from the sidelines though, and you know how I love to just watch a world burn.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fantastic because it's just gonna be it's gonna be another fire. It's gonna be what was that stupid convention that had a ball pit or whatever? I can't remember.
Was it Tanacon or
Tanacon
something
or
like
something?
that?
I
Was
don't
that
know.
it? There's been a few failure festivals in
By
the
the
past
way,
few years.
I don't.
Quite a few,
I already had
actually.
somebody asked earlier today. It's like my knuckles not busted. It's paint.
Oh, I
It does-
knew that. I could
yeah.
tell from right here that it's
Yeah,
like juice.
I had someone
too
ask
strong.
earlier today. I was like, no, I'm
Jesus Christ! If you busted your knuckle that
That
badly,
bad.
dude, you had to punch like a dumpster.
no. It's
That'd be awful.
I've been working on a new painting as a gift, and that's why you probably hear dogs barking. Is because we have the windows open because this room is just filled with paint fumes right now. Because I had to spray one thing, it was like a stencil thing, and then I had to do other stuff to it and whatnot. It's coming out good though. I'm excited.
Looks really good.
But here's the thing: if that lineup was real, that'd be insane.
When is it happening?
I don't know. I'm gonna go on a limb and say it's never gonna happen.
When is it supposed to happen? At least
I don't know. Fucking check the internet.
you're on it right now.
October 22nd, 23rd, and 29th.
This month of this year?
Yeah, 2022. What year is it?
2022.
Okay, yeah, 2022. So that's like a few months away. You could get a concert organized maybe in that amount of time.
A few months away in October? They've got like more than half a year.
It's February. January.
It's
I have
just
no
January.
concept of time anymore. Living through the year 2020, my concept of time is completely gone.
It's like 9 months. They have enough time to make a baby.
Fucking no. Okay. Speaking of bands, I got to talk about TikTok now. Right. I've shit on it in the past. I still use the app. It's still gonna shit on it.
Yeah.
I have not found a better outlet for finding new good music, and like new music that's not like directly like everywhere or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't want to use the word mainstream because that makes me sound like a hipster. But I was like, I got to throw the headband on for this one. Freaking.
Excuse me.
But I found a band on TikTok the other day that
Yeah.
I gotta show you, and I've specifically made sure not to put it on the speaker around you,
Yeah.
because I wanted
Feeling the same way.
to talk about it here. Freaking, I found it on TikTok. It's called Evil Felipe. It freaking slaps so unbelievable hard. It is
Evil
like,
Felipe?
yeah, it reminds me of like Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. Like, it's one of those, like, I think it's an all female, like, just rockin' band.
Yeah.
That I gotta pull up like the songs I was listening to, because it was just went so unbelievably hard. It was like such a well composed and like.
Wait, are we allowed to do that on here?
Strong. I'm not gonna play it.
Oh,
no.
okay. I was about to say. I was like, I don't know.
I gotta pull it up so I can give recommendations. Yeah.
So hold your breath.
And I found him on TikTok. I found a lot of good music on TikTok. TikTok's really good for that. But specifically, if you literally just go down their top 5 on Spotify, though, What's the Deal, 50s Love Song, The Lies We Leave Behind, Figure It Out and Better. Like, straight up, like, they released an album, like, or an EP, like, last year. And it's amazing, and I love it. I love it, and everyone should go check it out.
Are they fairly new, or like have they like been established
I think
and are trying to make a
I
resurgence?
think their earliest thing on here is 2019.
Okay, so
fairly
yeah,
recent.
fairly new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah.
and 2020 doesn't count as a year.
Mm-mm.
So,
No.
so
If
like,
they got started in 2019, they are
but
new.
I can tell you right now, they're gonna
haven't
blow
had the
up.
chance
They're gonna
yet.
blow up, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna be right. I'm gonna call it right now on they have like 117 monthly listeners on Spotify. I'm definitely one of them. But freaking, this band's gonna blow up. I know it is. I'm
I'll
gonna
say
be
their
right, and I'm gonna put this on TikTok, and then in like a few years, I'll stitch this or something. Assuming we're still using that shitty app.
It dies, just like everything else.
Okay, this was another thing I wrote in my phone to talk about today. Go check out that band. Why is every freaking app so dead set on just becoming TikTok and ripping off TikTok? I'm taking the headband off of this one.
I can tell you, I can answer this. It's because they know that popularity, and they want to be, they want to feed that part of your brain that like gets so much validation off TikTok, because you get those like 6-second bits of entertainment.
Okay.
So Instagram has the stories and the reels and the like short stuff,
and,
and
you know
YouTube
where
now has done
Instagram
short form content a
stole
lot.
the reels and the stories from? Snapchat.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I
They
knew
stole
that.
that
Obviously.
shit years ago.
Yeah. I mean, they're all the same company, so like, is it even stealing? I guess
Is
it's
Snapchat
just like
owned by Facebook?
Snapchat, Facebook,
Really? Okay. Ugh.
Instagram,
Ugh.
WhatsApp.
Dude, I hate Facebook for so many reasons,
They
but
own so much.
and
They control your
the very
life.
least is like just every bad thing. Just go down the list.
Yeah.
Just Google bad shits Facebook's done.
Yeah, it's not hard to find.
It freaking in this metaverse shit has got me. It's so unbelievable.
They've already lost it. I can tell you that right now. They changed their entire company name to Meta, but they already have lost the battle for the metaverse.
Because
Like they already don't have it.
I don't know who the target audience. I guess it's just gonna have to be like the Zoomers.
That's what I'm
'Cause
saying.
frickin-
They're late to the game, and we already have other mediums for
We've
this stuff.
seen The Matrix.
That's
Okay,
what- I'm
we know
telling
this
you right
is
now
bad.
that if we wanted to get on and hang out with our friends, there's so many mediums to do that. We don't need a new thing.
But-
The only thing they're integrating is those kind of hangouts with their VR tech and with everyday life,
Yeah.
which I don't know.
But this every app is trying to be TikTok right now. YouTube's doing it.
Yes.
Instagram's doing it. Reddit's doing it now, which I found Reddit's freaking app, like the video portion, is currently just unusable because they're trying to do like a weird TikTok format with it where you scroll and stuff and like. But it's like I just want to watch a single video.
Yeah.
And it's the one I chose out of like scrolling through the front page and shit.
Yeah.
But the freaking the YouTube's doing it. YouTube is the worst platform for that shit because
They
the
should be long
entire
form. I agree.
exactly YouTube's entire format and their entire thing is based around watch time.
Yeah.
We have an analytic that shows up on this podcast and on everything that we put on Blue Curl that shows is like, here's your average watch time. It is good when that number is higher.
Yeah.
And it will literally give you like a red arrow down when the video's watch time is down.
Yeah.
And that's bad. That means people aren't tuning in as long. But all they push is short form, like 6-second content. I guarantee you, if I open my YouTube feed right now, and I specifically have been like trying my damnedest not to do click on that stuff because I don't like it. I like YouTube for long form content.
Yeah.
A 1 minute video. If we're gonna scroll down a few more for another.
It's so
40-second
weird.
clip. Ba-ba-da-ba-da.
YouTube has this
20
like Reels
seconds.
feature now, almost like Instagram and stuff like that, where it's like, why do you have that? You're already a video platform.
Yeah.
You don't need to have this little scroll like Reels page
The fact
that they have. It's so weird.
The fact, and the thing is they're probably losing a lot of revenue to TikTok, and so they're just trying to make up the slack.
I understand, but like,
But
It's
the way
dumb.
to make up the slack is not by just copying their shit.
I'm just saying. I'm
You
just saying, play
know,
to your strengths. Like
I'm not
that's what I
the
believe.
Shorts feature. Have you ever seen like? Are there any content creators that you regularly follow who use the Shorts feature?
I would say actually yes, because YouTube after I watched one of their videos, where YouTube now always suggests them to me, but it's not someone who used the short feature. It's people who use TikTok and then repost their
Post their
TikToks
stuff
onto
on
the YouTube.
YouTube?
So I just went ahead and followed them on TikTok because I'm like, well, I see you on YouTube, but I watch it on both now. So
And
I
it's
mean,
like- it's
people
just-
use that feature, but it doesn't make any sense to me.
I'm really sick of every app just pandering and doing the exact same format with like all the likes and the share buttons on the right side of the screen and like a little thing in the bottom show you the sound or whatever,
Yeah.
or whatever the deal is. It just annoys me. And I don't know. We got on a I don't know.
People, it's just because people, I think they think people don't like the different formats. In a way, like they're like, oh yeah, if we make it all the same, it'll be so convenient for people to switch back
Well-
and forth between apps. And I'm like, nobody cares about that. I can figure out how to like things on Instagram and like things on Facebook. I know it's different, but it's not hard.
Because it's like each app has the thing that they're done for. And like TikTok's is short-form video, just like Vine was before it.
Yeah.
You didn't see YouTube trying to copy Vine back then.
Well, you had sort of the same thing they have now, which is just TikTok and Vine compilations.
Yeah,
They
compilations.
they recycle
which
their
is
content.
a long-form content. I think YouTube is for like
That is true.
they say it themselves that the best YouTube video performance is like 10 to 20 minutes or
Yeah.
10 to 15 minutes. Like that is the golden range. And that's why every video essay you've ever watched is about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But freaking that's the market. It's like kind of longer form, like something the length of either a like an hour-long podcast like this,
Yeah.
or a 20-minute video segment of people doing something, whatever you're tailored to, whether it's like cooking or making stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
Instagram, their whole thing is photos.
Yeah.
It's photos. It's individual photos or like these, and they had the reels and stuff like that. Yeah. It's like, but the entire interface is based around single photos.
Yeah.
YouTube's entire interface is based around these longer videos that you scroll through and click, and you choose what to watch. TikTok's whole interface is based around just a constant barrage of short form thing. You just keep going, you just keep going, you just keep going. So it doesn't
Yeah.
matter what you choose to click on.
Yeah.
It just keeps barraging you with new stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and you can click on like a creator's profile if you're specifically looking for something, but it doesn't like you don't scroll through TikTok and like click on thumbnails and video titles.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know, like those aren't what are important on that. I do think thumbnail
The FYP is
images
throwing things
are
at you. Yeah.
kind of important on TikTok, specifically not for the For You page, but for when people are looking
Yeah.
at your profile.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of people I follow on TikTok who like label their things very well, and it makes it easier to find those things later.
Yeah.
If you want to rewatch or you want to show it to your friend.
Yeah.
And then for me, it's like I lock
I do
every
prefer that.
third. I like a million photo friggin' videos on TikTok. It's just
Yeah.
like for me, and especially for me, it's like I have a hard time not liking an artist, even if I don't like their art. I still like I see. It's another great thing that the app's good for finding is for finding good artists or like artists that you like.
Yeah.
Like it is really good for either promotion or like just discovery, which
Yeah.
I feel like YouTube has done a very shitty job at in the past like 5 years of just like discovery has been going increasingly downhill.
Yeah, I agree, because TikTok has introduced me to people like new creators and stuff that I love, like Call Me Chris is one you know I watch her on YouTube and TikTok and whatever she has, and then something like the other girl I showed you that I thought was cool, and
I'll give a shout out to a guy I've been really into lately is Noah Tunes. Freaking, if you like cartoons and you like just humor based around cartoons, he's the freaking dude for you, because he just does these insane, like, remember, like, a lot of things. Like, he has a series, it's like cartoon characters that would definitely say the N-word,
yeah,
and it's just hilarious.
yeah.
It's
I think I've seen that before.
Seen that? Yeah, it's like it's like you go through regular show characters. So it's like Mordecai. It's like, no way, Rigby.
Yeah,
it's like stuff like that. It's just the creative stuff like that I really dig. He did a bunch. He even does reviews of like some horror movies and stuff. He did like the Halloween movies and was like talking about how garbage most of them are.
Yeah.
So it's like I think it's really, once TikTok has run its major peak, because we're still in like the major hype phase of that app, and it's still like the hard charge, like that's where everyone's at right now.
Yeah.
I think what that app is going to become is it's going to become the discovery app, and then you're going to follow people to other outlets.
Yeah. Well, yeah, definitely. That's what I've done so far.
Like for a while, that's what Twitter was. Twitter was like, or not really.
But I've never experienced anything like that with Twitter, but
maybe not Twitter, but like, it's very. I'm trying to think like where before TikTok was around and stuff. Where was I discovering new content creators for that? Because it hasn't been YouTube in a long time.
It was YouTube
and I
for
think
me
it's
for a long
like
time. I've been in different eras of creators I've watched.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like I
don't know
started
what I'm
watching
talking about.
like Pioneer and Hacksmith and stuff like that when I was like
bad at everything.
Like high school, and
a lot of it was like things a friend would point out, and then like you would get like something recommended similar to it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I've had different eras of creators that I've
watched.
watched.
I think TikTok, I found a lot of podcasts through TikTok too. It's just a good discovery app.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with the Discovery what's the freaking?
I don't know. I don't know.
There's too many streaming services too. That's another.
That's one of the ones that needs to
explode, die, fall off the face of the
earth. Here's the thing that we're getting into though, because we were just talking about monopolies. So if we're having this streaming services sea of streaming services, as I was going to say the first time, we have like a shit ton, right? But if there's only a few, like there was before, it would be a monopoly.
Mm-hmm.
But if we have too many choices, then they're just separating out the content, so we can't watch everything. So it's like we really don't win with this new streaming services thing popping up. Like
we don't. But the thing is that it kind of already is kind of like there's only a handful of streaming services that are actually
there was before, but now they're all taking their content and spreading it out. So it's like. If we didn't have the smaller ones like Discovery Plus and whatever, like
still there's only like I would say 4 streaming services currently, which is better than it has been in recent years.
Everyone's attempting.
There's 4 streaming services that are even worth your time. It's Netflix, and I'll put even Netflix on the outer rim of that, because like that's the problem with all these other companies going off to do their own shit.
Yeah,
is that Netflix has had to rely on their own exclusives or whatever.
Netflix has my favorite shows though,
vary in quality a lot.
Let's not shut Netflix, okay? Netflix has a lot of good stuff.
Netflix, Hulu, HBO Max, and Disney Plus. Those are it. That's the only thing. And I would say of those, and I know a lot of people like Warner Media has a very big presence online, so there's a lot of people that do like sponsor bits for them. We are not. HBO Max is the best. Like in terms of quality of shows and quality of stuff that's online.
Yeah, HBO Max has done amazing.
It's, like we were you got an ad for an HBO show the other day, and we were like, we don't need this ad. We have the service. We're gonna watch it. Like,
yeah,
it was a show we both had already seen.
Yeah,
and it was like a really good show. Freaking Zendaya. Her thing.
Euphoria.
It
showed it twice. That was why I got mad, because I was like, the first time I was like, okay, it's okay, we're gonna watch this. And then the second time it popped, like it went away, started playing my video again, and then popped up another ad. It was the same one, and I was like, we're gonna watch it. Leave us alone.
Yeah, we already gave you our money.
Like literally, you were already paying for your service. You don't need to advertise this.
As a guy who's like a big part of how I do stuff online and how I research stuff for like whether I'm shooting something new or I'm writing something new. A lot of it is I have to consume a lot of media,
Yeah.
which means I'm paying for a lot of streaming services at
Yeah.
any given time.
That's what I was saying. Though, is like you named the big four, but you have to say, there's good shows. I've seen good shows on Paramount Plus. Peacock has some good some streaming
See, you
staples
said
like
that.
The Office.
I forgot that those weren't the same streaming service.
No,
For
yeah,
some
they're
reason I
different.
thought those were the same.
So you have Paramount, Peacock. You have Discovery Plus, like we were just talking about, with all the HGTV, all the home improvement shows.
Which I'm sure that's good for somebody.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like there's these different demographics who like.
Does
like
Hallmark have a streaming service? I feel like they would
Yes,
be really
they
good
have
for
to.
that.
I don't know, but they have to. But here's the thing: is that there's some people who people who's like The Office is their comfort show.
Yeah.
They would only need Peacock
Yeah.
because
I
that's
think
that's
it's
all
just
they
a
really
Like, the
so it's
amount
kind
of
of crazy
streaming
how
service is mainly
yeah.
a problem for people like me who watch
a lot
a
of different
lot
stuff.
of movies. Like,
Me too.
Speaking of movies,
That's the hard part.
I want to introduce a new segment to the show.
Do
And
we
we're-
do segments or we just
I don't
kind of?
know.
I
I
think we
just-
just wander back and forth.
Yeah, but I would like maybe this would be like the one consistent segment because it's already kind of is.
We can try. All right,
All right,
I'll
we're
do
gonna
anything.
call this movies Johnny watched this week. Ba-da-da boop ba-da boop.
Excuse me.
But all right, movies I watched this week. Freaking, I have been catching up on TV lately. Actually,
It's
TV.
not a movie.
It's fine. Okay, hold on. I watched some movie. What
He's
movie?
tricking us.
I also watched some movies. Hold up, let me pull up HBO Max to remind myself what I watched.
I'll hear the TV shows too. Just if you're already naming
mainly,
stuff.
the two things I've been catching up on were Boba Fett, which I'm caught up fully. I'm waiting for the next episode, and then I'm halfway through Hawkeye.
Okay.
I've been catching up on both of those. Man, Filoni, dudes, keep Star Wars on TV. Have I talked about this on the podcast?
I hope so. Because me and you've talked about it like a bunch of times because it's really.
Yeah,
I think we've talked about it
I
here,
have
though,
a
because it's such like
firm
a
belief
strong opinion.
that Star Wars belongs solely in television. Because if we look at the batting average of freaking Star Wars shows versus Star Wars movies,
Yeah.
it's night and day. Like, let's go, like, freaking Star Wars: The Clone Wars, Star Wars Rebels, freaking even Bad Batch, Mandalorian, Boba Fett now, and all the other shows they got coming and stuff. Like, all those are the best parts of Star Wars, or like or like these kind of. Even Clone Wars was just like segmented movies, but for some reason it worked better.
Yeah.
Maybe because it was made by people who gave a shit, you know. Like
God.
we grew up in the period of time where people were shitting on the prequels, and it was nonstop. When those movies came out, people forget how much people hated those movies for years, and then we saw how low the bar could get with
Yeah.
the sequel films.
I didn't trust the opinions of older people when we were younger, anyways, because they were the kind of people that like when we were young, they hated on like Minecraft and stuff like that. Like
yeah,
people who
Well,
hate the
just like me
prequels are the
shitting on
people.
Fortnite a few minutes ago.
That's
It's
what I'm
like-
saying. Like, there's always
We're
the
just
people who
old.
hate things that are newer. You know, you
Yeah,
gotta be
that's all it
open-minded.
is.
You gotta keep doing it.
But freaking,
It gets hard though. I understand.
Boba Fett's fantastic. If you like, all Boba Fett is, and what we said, like, all Mandalorian is a samurai western film.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's Lone Wolf and Cub. It's freaking this samurai dude and a small child in a bassinet just going about. I guarantee you that movie franchise was thrown out when they were developing Mandalorian.
Yeah.
And it's Tombstone. It's a Clint Eastwood movie where there's these standoffs and these long shots of like these long shots of like scenery and really taking
Yeah.
it all in. He's the lone wanderer, the man with no name.
Yeah.
He's the man with no face, you know.
Yeah.
Boba Fett is a gangster movie. It is The Godfather. It is Goodfellas. It is freaking I'm trying to think of an earlier one, but it's like but it is a
I don't know.
fantastic like gangster film, and that's all it is. It's just a crime syndicate movie of like Boba Fett becoming the Godfather.
Yeah.
It's like really how it is. And I know some people were giving it shit because of like some certain side. I don't want to spoil anything for you,
Yeah.
but people were giving it shit because of these side characters who had very they had some vehicles that were not something standard of Star Wars. And the people who were shitting on those dope ass motorcycles, let me remind you that in episode 2 there was a 50s diner in Star Wars. Let's not forget that. There's precedent for this.
In
You
episode
may not
2?
like it, but it is.
There's what?
In episode 2, Attack of the Clones, it's the only thing I remember about that movie is that there's a 50s diner scene where
What's happening?
Obi-Wan goes in episode 2. Obi-Wan goes. He's going there for some. I'm telling you, this is the only thing I remember about that movie. That and the ending.
Yeah.
And it's just Obi-Wan goes there for some reason. It's all it is like a 50 diner, and there's like this big 4-armed alien dude
Yeah.
who's like got like a greasy apron on.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, that aesthetic is in Star Wars, okay?
Yeah.
And to have like these one set of side characters who kind of rock it too,
Yeah.
it's awesome, and I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
I
I can dig it.
will say that chase scene played on a little too long, but I think they did fine.
Yeah.
In terms of movies I watched, what was the other? I'm saying I watched Hawkeye is perfectly passable so far. Like
Perfectly passable?
it's a thing. Like I've been watching it. I'm gonna continue to watch it.
Yeah.
It's there. So far, I'm only halfway through. Literally, like I'm halfway through the middle episode.
Yeah.
And then I'll go from there. But freaking there's some cool stuff, and it makes I'm excited for Kate Bishop and stuff, and see where she's gonna go and whatnot.
Yeah.
I guarantee you we're gonna end up with I say guarantee you a lot, don't I? But I'm almost certain that we'll end up with a Young Avengers either series or movie.
I was thinking the same thing.
Because we've got
They're setting up a lot.
We got a lot of young characters coming in.
Yeah.
We got to keep this franchise going for as long as we can, man. Speaking, we've already scratched the bottom of the barrel with our characters,
Marvel,
which
if
gets
you watch
into
this.
Another movie I watched this week, which was The Eternals, which fucking hell, was a movie.
Yeah.
It's a movie. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna say it's not the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
It's definitely 40 minutes too long.
Yeah.
We were getting to the final like end of the movie scene, and I was like, yeah, if this wraps up in like 10 minutes, we'll be fine. There's a half an hour left in the movie, so it's definitely it's way too long for one. There's too many characters, and I don't know if I've been vocal on here, but I've been vocal in the past about how much I hate the Eternals.
Yeah.
And because you know what, or not even hate. Hate's too strong of a word, because that means I would have to formulate an opinion about the Eternals.
Yeah.
And that's what the thing is. Okay, the Eternals were these group of characters. Jack Kirby freaking went over to DC for a bit and created the New Gods. Okay, he came in over there. It's like basically the same idea. It's like, oh yeah, a bunch of these alien people, man, humans, and blah blah. Then he came back to Marvel and was like, well, shit, I wrote those really cool characters. I'll just write down new ones, and then that's the Eternals. It's like, oh, humans being created by aliens and yada yada. He just was fascinated with that idea, and like even Jack Kirby and Stan Lee had like such a huge, just mysticism about the cosmos that they were into. That's where like the old Silver Surfer stuff came from. Like Lee was adamant about how he loved writing Silver Surfer because it was just like it was cosmic Shakespeare is what it was.
Yeah.
You know, Eternals. The problem is there's about 10 main characters in the movie. Maybe 3 of them are interesting, and they're the 3 that get, like, I would say just a middle amount of screen time.
Yeah.
The 2 main who they focus on the most in the movie are the 2 that I legitimately could not care less about.
Yeah.
It also gets me a little upset because, listen, I know I said on that stupid list we made, and I regret all of those freaking top 10s we made.
Yeah, I want to go back and do them again. I've thought about that too.
I want to do them all again in like 5 years because I just don't.
5 years.
I'm gonna, because if we do it again, then I'm just gonna hate myself more and like more. You just had flashbacks of doing this for 5 years, freaking I know I said how much I liked Pulp Fiction as a movie. I
Yeah.
even put it. I think I put it on the top of that list.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, in recent months, that movie has dropped dramatically down for a multitude of reasons. But it's just because my tastes have changed a lot. You know, I'm not. I've learned that maybe that movie's a little overhyped, and also like, I it just my opinions have changed.
Yeah.
Not to mention all the bad press that movie gets because of like the weird people that like that movie a little too much, you know.
Yeah.
And I certainly do not want to be mixed in with that. But I hate how much every movie just is trying to do the Pulp Fiction timeline.
Yeah.
If you told the stories of Eternal in not a mismatched timeline, it would be so much more interesting.
Yeah.
Because you would actually know these twist villains. You know, it's like freaking Incredibles. Incredibles 2, I mean.
Let me ask you, just to get an idea. Okay, so you're saying that the Eternals would have been better if they'd have done a straight timeline.
Yes.
Something like the Suicide Squad, do you think they should have done a straight timeline?
Suicide Squad did do a straight time. They just cut one scene out of the movie and put it at the beginning of the movie.
Oh, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, that's not.
that's what I'm saying. Do you think that they should have?
That's different than constructing your movie and leaving out crucial plot details to put in a false twist.
It might be because I don't understand what you mean by the timeline on Eternals because I haven't seen it yet. But like, I'm saying like
basically they reshuffle the movie and interject a bunch of scenes in the middle of the movie to say, oh, this character was bad.
Yeah.
When in reality, if you had just told it linear,
Yeah.
and knew these things, and then watched the betrayal from, if you watch the whole movie from the point of view as the audience, where you have all the information,
Yeah.
then everything becomes more tense because you know that this person has ulterior motives. You know that they are not who they say they are.
Yeah.
It builds. I don't know what Disney's especially fascination with twist villains are, because they're not good. When you look at like some of the think of the greatest villains in movie history. Freaking go through Disney's own catalog.
Yeah, I was about to say, you
20
think
years ago.
Disney? Because I'm
No,
thinking of two
recent
different
Disney.
kinds of.
I'm talking like Pixar, Disney, like recently Marvel and Pixar, really. But Scar.
Yeah.
If it was revealed halfway through the movie that Scar was a bad guy, would it be as nearly as interesting as hearing like Be Prepared and like watching him like devolve even further and like watching him formulate the plan and like be prepared?
That's a hard question for me because
spending time with your villain is just as important as spending time with your hero.
Yeah. But you get something like Hamlet, which the Lion King is very close to. We don't actually know his uncle is a villain until about when his father approaches him as the ghost. So it's like we don't actually get many scenes because it's like literally the first scene of the play is them being the ghost, then them going to get Hamlet, then them coming back. Like
very early on, isn't it? In Hamlet,
it's not halfway through, but it is a little bit further. Whereas with Scar, actually no, I would say it's about the same timing as Scar. Yeah, because we find out. Because when the first time we see Scar, he looks like a villain, but we don't know he's a villain yet.
Yeah, but he reeks evil is the thing.
That's the thing. So you'd probably assume the same thing with Hamlet. So actually, I would say it's the same timing. Never mind.
Then it makes me wonder what is the difference in having a villain who you know is a bad guy, and then watching a movie and being like, oh, that guy's the bad guy.
Yeah.
What's the difference there? Where you see a movie, it's like, okay, that guy's the bad guy.
Yeah.
And the other one is I think the biggest offender that me and you both agree on is Incredibles 2.
Yeah.
Incredibles 2
because
is like...
we saw it coming from a mile away.
Yeah. For the second I was in the movie theater, it was with our friend Malachi. Me and him saw the movie together. And I literally, as the business dude walks on scene, I'm like, all right, there's our bad guy. Yeah. But then
his sister
walks in, and I'm like, oh, no,
like...
he's the fake out. She's the bad guy.
Yeah.
And now I'm just not interested. Well, whereas you think about with Syndrome.
Yeah.
Syndrome was a much better twist because it was set up.
Because it was a character we already knew about that we had no clue Yeah, they took enough time with that twist to make it really good.
That is a twist. You can't just say a character's bad and then it becomes a twist.
Yeah.
You have to set up that they're potentially can become bad, or mislead the audience to think like, oh, that was just a side quest or whatever, and then bring it back.
Okay, give me a list of
Chekhov's gun.
Recent villains that you think were
Recent
good.
villains?
Recent, like Disney, Pixar, or like twist villains that you think were good and ones you think were bad. Like I'll give you a few examples.
Kingpin.
Kingpin.
Kingpin was and Daredevil was pretty good, because guess what? We spent a lot of time with him. We watched him like go out with his wife and shit.
Yeah.
We watched him crush a head in the door. I gotta say, Daredevil I was not as crazy about as everyone. I thought it was a little slow. I thought it was paced a little too slow.
Yeah.
And I lost interest a little bit in it.
Yeah.
It's still a fantastic show, and I get it. I just have a low attention span.
Yeah.
That's why I'm on TikTok. It's because it's a minute, 3 minutes max is how long you can hold me.
Yeah.
Kingpin, I would say, is fantastic.
What do you think about? Okay, so I'm gonna name 3 and give me like the
Okay.
Yes or no's.
We'll
for
give
them.
you a
Okay,
yes.
so
Smash or pass villain
I'm
edition.
gonna say like the one that kind of started off the big trend with Disney, which was Prince Hans from Frozen.
I hated that.
You hated that?
Yeah.
Okay, the professor from Big Hero 6.
I'm gonna be real. I can't remember that movie.
Oh.
I know I've seen it.
It's sad.
I could not remember that movie.
It gives you the same kind of fake out villain, because you think it's this other rich guy, you find it's the actually professor, and it's like it's kind of a twist. I think it's way better than the Prince Hans thing. Although the Prince Hans thing, I already knew the twist before I saw the movie because it got spoiled for me. I think if I would have seen that for the first time, it would have been decently good.
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay, here's a third one: King Candy and Turbo from Wreck-It Ralph.
Gonna be real. I forgot he existed too.
I actually
That's
like
my
that
thing,
one.
Is none of these villains
I don't know why.
memorable, is my thing.
I liked the King Candy Turbo one. I remember because I thought it was so creepy that an old game character would be like obsessed with like taking over a new. I don't know. Like it was just a really cool.
I get that.
I don't know, it was a cool idea to me, so it stuck with me.
Okay, then my thing is that when you think of Wreck-It Ralph,
Yeah.
is he the first thing that comes into your mind in that movie, or is it Felix, Ralph, and what's the little girl's name?
Vanellope.
Vanellope. Are those the 3 characters that pop into your head first, or is it the villain?
Definitely the 3 characters.
Exactly. If you said Little Mermaid to me, my brain's gonna go Ursula, or my brain's gonna go Ariel,
okay,
and then Ursula. I mean,
okay,
1
so
and
you
2.
should think of both the hero and the villain.
That's why I think villains are important.
Yeah, I agree.
I genuinely, I miss good villains.
Well,
you
that's
know?
the movie,
and
the movie is really solely based on having a villain. Some movies obviously don't, so you get something like a teen coming of age movie or something shit like that doesn't really have a villain. But for movies like that, these kids movies that obviously have this hero villain dynamic, then obviously yes.
A movie isn't a story that requires an all of their emotional trouble is through all of the conflict of the characters.
It's man versus
internal.
self. Yeah, it's man versus self.
self.
That's what I'm saying. But
we
like,
took writing courses.
Yeah. Yeah, we know that was not a hard flex. If you didn't understand what we just said, then
we
like
took creative writing.
Yeah, I was about to say like that's basic high school.
And you gotta think. I think that's why comic books are so successful. Because think of the rogues gallery of Spider-Man or Batman.
Oh, I know this. The Rose Gallery is some of my favorites. Like like I'm a lover of villains.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like I agree, but I think that kids movies don't always have to have. I think for some reason.
They're fascinated with having one.
Yeah, but they don't always have to. I think you could have a coming-of-age kids movie. It's mostly teens movies that do that, but like,
well,
I mean, when do you ever see a kids movie that doesn't have an antagonist? I can't really think of one.
There are 2 actually that I can say have antagonists, but they're not the focal point of the conflict of the movie.
Yeah.
Inside Out and Soul.
Oh, Inside Out is a really good one for that. Yes.
Inside Out is literally a self-reflection movie.
Soul came out while I was gone, I believe.
Yeah, Soul is fantastic. I saw Soul came out at a really bad time for me.
Yeah.
Because I was going through like a family medical crisis, and
Yeah.
then I watched that movie. Did not go well.
Oh no.
It's a bad time for me to watch that movie.
Yeah, God.
And then like later that day, I'm not joking. Later that day,
Yeah.
So yeah, I was a bit of a wreck.
Yeah.
But Soul has technically one character who's like always like is against the main, but it really is more of a story of like of a inner, it's an inner problem, you know. And
Yeah.
I think that's the time and place for that. Like that is your villain.
Yeah.
If you're watching a movie about a character going through like mental anguish, then their villain is depression, anxiety, whatever.
Yeah.
But if you're watching a movie that's based on Hamlet, your villain is the dude that kills the king.
Yeah.
You know? And I just think, and we don't have to we don't have to go full-blown Disney villain
Yeah.
with it. I mean, Thanos I always thought was interesting. But I never thought of him as, like, man, I'm so congested.
Yeah.
So bad. Because, like, freaking the snow's starting to melt now. There's pollen everywhere.
Yeah.
Not pollen, but, like, just grass and shit.
Just thought of another twist villain.
What?
Lotso from Toy Story 3. I forgot that was even a twist.
Let me think about that. See, that's the problem. Then the twist isn't memorable. But then Lotso is like, you get to the place,
Well,
and it's kind of too good to be true.
the reason the twist wasn't memorable is because they on the commercials they were showing that
Showing
he
it
was a bad
everywhere,
guy.
yeah.
Like they didn't even try to hide it, and I always
Well,
hate
I don't
that.
think they even
like,
try to hide it in the movie, if I'm being honest.
well, when he first comes in, they present him as a good guy. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like in the movie, that
they
would have
present him
been a
as
twist.
too good of a guy is the thing.
Yeah, like people like Woody have their doubts, but all the other toys are like, yeah, we're going in for it. But like, it would have been at least a little
It's
bit
like
of a
you know,
twist.
no
They
one's
could have
Mr.
created a twist.
You're not Mr. Rogers, even though you're pink and fluffy.
But that's the thing is that we're watching Toy Story. He's a pink bear. You know, like if they wouldn't have told us in the trailers or like in any of the stuff, I wouldn't have guessed that.
Maybe I don't know.
Like,
maybe I would have. Maybe I wouldn't have.
I would have, but see, because for that movie, I would have thought the conflict was coming from Woody's, like personal inner conflict at leaving Andy and like the other toys, like doing what's best for the other toys. But you
And
find out that
ultimately,
this new
that's
place
kinda
is
what
not what's best for the other toys. So it's kind of like a weird subversion. But they didn't even try to do it because they spoiled it in the trailers, like on the
Well,
Disney Channel.
Do you even watch movie trailers anymore? I watch specific ones.
I do if I'm really excited. But like if I hear the name, I'm like, what? Like I have to. If I have to see what they're gonna do with it.
I will watch Marvel trailers.
Yeah,
because
me too.
I know that Marvel has a really good way of giving you a tease to the movie, but also completely lying to you about what the movie's actually about.
But let me say, this is something that Alex said recently that I really believed. I think
Alex, come on the podcast.
I know he would be great, and I told him he needs to come on.
Well, me and him want to talk about the Eternals together.
Yeah, so we just talked about it, and I know he would have loved to have been here. But either way, so he was saying something about like Spider-Man No Way Home's advertising, how basically everything we saw in the trailer was the entire movie. Like they didn't really bring anything to the movie that we didn't expect because everything that we've been given, it encompassed the entire movie. There was no twist, there was no special battles. We were showing every scene. We weren't showing every character. We knew every character.
No Way Home was basically everything we thought it was.
Yeah, exactly. So it's I do want a sort of.
Well, No Way Home's advertising was insane because the internet. I think I talked about this when we reviewed No Way Home.
Yeah.
You marketed the movie for him.
Yeah.
Like you all these theory crafting and like all these leaks.
I'm not personally convinced they didn't do that on purpose.
Exactly.
So
you know they did.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because they know that freaking MatPat is gonna go and make a video about it, and that's free advertising.
But I don't
You're talking
think
about
that
the
they
movie.
meant for people to prove that it was real. I think they released it
and
so
then like
that
an actual leak came out somewhere
no,
in the middle
I
of it
just
all.
I just think that they released the picture of Andrew Garfield and like that little video to get some hype up, and they wanted that doubt of is it real, is it not? I don't think they knew that people were going to be able to prove for sure that it was real. I think that they were kind of ignorant about that, and that whoever planned that was dumb. Like I truly believe they did it. Like
No, they definitely did.
Yeah, it's like it was just too convenient for them that it worked out so well to advertise their movie. No, I'm wise to this stuff now. So
Garfield
yeah.
kicked the lizard. We know it. He's good.
But I don't think the actors or the team working on the movie knew that they were going to leak that because of the way Andrew Garfield denied
No,
it.
they would have absolutely not known. That would have been a
Yeah,
fully
that's what-
marketing thing.
That's what I'm saying, because that's why Andrew Garfield is denying.
The
He
less
thought it was an
links in this
accident.
chain, the
I-
stronger
it was-
it's gonna be.
That's what I'm saying. It was definitely on purpose, and they just kept it like a small circle of people who knew that it was going to happen. So I'm wise to you, Sony. You can't trick me.
All right. I'm going to double check, see if there's anything I really wanted to talk about. I gotta tell this story. Okay. I am in currently what is potentially my last semester of college. I might go further, I might not. I don't know. That being said, I did start a new semester. And my school completely reworked their online interface. They
Yeah.
completely reworked everything from top to bottom. Previously, my school had a feature where you could email all the people in your class through a certain link in your everyone in a certain class that you were in to be like, hey, did anyone like figure out, I was a little confused on this, but did you guys, I can't get a hold of the teacher or whatever, like
Yeah.
just what you can email the instructor or you can email users or the people in your class or whatever. They reworked this interface and a little problem arise, which was if you click that link to email all the users in your class, it emailed everyone in the school.
Oh my god.
So for about, I'm going to say 4 or 5 days, I just got bombarded with message after message after message of people trying to get in touch with their professor or trying to talk to other students or whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's just all of this random stuff. I'm not joking. I maybe got 100 emails.
Oh my god.
And also, what it turned into about by email 20 was just people asking how to turn this shit off. So for about 4 or 5 days, which is about how long it took them to fix this problem,
Yeah.
it was just people wanting to stop getting the emails.
Then stop emailing.
Stop emailing people. Exactly. You have the power.
That's what I'm saying. Just stop doing it for like a few days and figure it the hell out. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
But it was just, I think it was just if you click that link or whatever.
Yeah.
It was just that feature that was buggy. It was still infuriating.
Yeah.
Infuriating.
That is annoying.
Just message after message. See, how do I stop getting these fucking emails? It's just, it was relentless.
Yeah.
I was awful. And my school didn't, at no point addressed it.
Yeah.
It was like,
They just wanted to act like it didn't happen.
exactly. That's exactly what they wanted to do. They pretended it didn't happen.
Let's just fix it and keep it under the wraps.
Mhm. We're beta
Hey,
testing.
what happened with the emails? What are you talking about? The problem with the emails? No.
Yeah.
Never heard of it. Never heard of them.
You gotta whack Jimmy the Squid.
Oh my god.
What is that shit?
I don't know. What'd
Hold
you
up.
just say?
We gotta whack Jimmy the Squid. What?
Jimmy the Squid? Is that
Gotta whack
Squid Games?
Jimmy.
Is this a Squid Game?
The s-
Be honest.
No. We gotta whack Jimmy the Squid.
Could be.
Jimmy the Squid. Maybe I'm an idiot. Maybe I'm like putting a bunch
I
of
think you
shit.
just made that up.
There's a song called Jimmy the Squid.
Did you know it or know the artist?
No, I think I may have heard someone else say it to me at some point because I definitely do not know this song.
I think that you just made that up. Yeah, I think you just made that up. Or you got very close
I think
to
I
another
heard someone
line.
else say it at some point, and then I was just like, it's came back.
Sometimes I do reference other people in my life.
Yeah,
like I
sometimes
think
just
I'm referencing a TV show.
Ass YouTube video I saw like years ago.
That's what I'm saying. Like other people don't know what it's from, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's from this thing,
Well,
and
do
they're
you
like,
ever have it
why did
where
you make that
don't
reference?
remember where it came from either?
Yeah.
Where just like it's just a
Oh
part of
my
your
gosh.
lexicon now.
I had one, and of course, when I finally found out what it was from, I was not surprised. I accidentally remembered an Adventure Time reference,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought it was because the line kept coming to my. I thought it was a Jimmy Neutron reference.
Yeah.
Because there was a part where he was like, "I remember when I was a dad," and I was like, "Oh, that sounds like something that Hugh Neutron would say," but I couldn't figure out what episode or when he said that. But it was the episode. It was Pooh Hoy of Adventure Time where he's like dying on his deathbed in the Pillow World. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Finn is like really old and he's dying, and they're like, "Oh, we love you, Dad." He's like, "I remember when I was a dad," and they're like, "Dad, you're our dad." He's like, "I ain't dad yet." Which is a great
Adventure
joke.
Time has become like a staple of me quoting things back together. I think
Yes.
that's the one we do more than anything is the window bit or you're all caught up on
imaginary problems,
man.
That's from the
You
same
gotta
episode.
focus on
That
what's
episode
real.
has so many good quotes.
You gotta focus on what's real, man. You
See this cup? This is literally my favorite cup. Psh, now it's gone forever. So it's not real, and I don't care about it anymore. Oh no, my favorite window.
It's just nonstop. That and the moving song. It's like Finn and Jake
Set out to find a new home. It's gonna be. There's an Adventure Time poster right there.
Yeah.
Kid, we have to put that on the wall. It's just in a bin.
Yeah, there's so much stuff in bins
little
because I'm
house.
still. It's been months. You've been in here for like living here for like a month fully, and we still haven't fully integrated all my shit and your shit into a coexisting space.
Yeah, that bin has been there for a long time though. I think that bin is just like a staple of the basement for now.
It was it's been I've been bringing back up and down because it's like shit that I had to bring upstairs and then back downstairs and.
We've been slowly getting. We had a few spaces that have never been organized that we put together, like our music space and stuff like that. So that we've made progress.
We then had to
We just haven't
reorganize
done
the
everything
music
we needed
space to include my drum kit.
Yeah, because we need the drum kit and the speakers and the guitars, and then I had to set up my own piano corner, and it was like, yeah, we have a lot of stuff.
Did I tell you I almost bought another guitar the other day?
No, we don't need another guitar. I promise.
We have
everything.
1, 2, 3, 4.
We have bass. We have an Epiphone. We have a.
Forgot about the Epiphone.
That's what I'm saying. We have a
steel
Gibson.
guitar.
We have an Epiphone. We got an acoustic. We got a really tiny acoustic with no strings on it. We have everything we need.
There are a lot of guitars in this
A
room.
bass guitar. We got a fucking what looks like a ukulele.
Is it ukulele? No,
That's just another tiny
literally
guitar.
My first guitar. Final thought. I recently made a genius purchase recently.
Yeah.
Do you ever have those purchases that are like under like $20 but like forever will change your life?
Yeah.
Okay. I bought like I think 3 or 4 phone chargers, and I've just scattered them in various places so that I don't just have one fucking cord that I have to carry everywhere.
That is very smart. I should do that.
Exactly. I went on
That's
Amazon.
genius.
I spent $10, and now I have just cords. I have one on my desk.
Oh my
I have one
gosh.
by my bed. I have one in my car. I have one in my bag that I carry everywhere. And I have, and with my
that's pretty
portable
smart.
battery, I have got chargers everywhere now, so that I am never further. There's one in here in the studio. There's one in where I sleep in my bedroom. That I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I feel personally attacked because I only have one charger.
Yeah.
And I actually
I did
left one of
too.
my chargers in
Well,
Florida.
I forgot about that when we went to Extra Life, and it was the one thing we left in that house.
I never even asked. We never even tried to ask him to send it back either.
It's a phone charger.
That's what I'm saying. But
It's
still,
like
it was one of the original Apples with the big fat blocks that charge faster.
oh, wow.
It would have been worth it. All right.
Would it?
Yes, I would
could
pay. I
probably
would pay
get
for the shipping actually, because it's probably less expensive than buying a new one.
It was the one thing. Like I checked everything in my bag and stuff like religiously to make sure like everything was in there before we left. And I asked you multiple times, like, all right, we've got everything, right? It's like,
Yeah.
yep, we got everything. Because I'm just like that, where my brain is like,
Yeah.
I check that we like the door is shut and locked and everything like 5 times before we leave.
Yeah.
It's 'cause
That's
I'm
the thing.
It's called being fucked up and probably having OCD.
That's
Or
the thing is we were
definitely
like
having OCD,
20
but
minutes
probably
away
OCD.
whenever I figured I lost it. Like we were so close, but I was like, no. I
No,
was like,
we
we're
were
not going.
We had already been out
No.
for like 20 minutes by the time you had noticed.
That's what I'm saying though. Is we would have went back. It's another 20 minutes plus another. So that's an extra 40 minutes, which is an hour after we originally left. And we were only
we were
20
already
minutes away.
An hour late because the stream got delayed an hour. So
Yeah.
we were leaving an hour late regardless. I think we even left like 30 minutes later.
Well, we
than
didn't even really
that.
plan to leave that day, which is the problem. So
That
we
was a
kind of
big
it was
problem,
last
too.
minute. But I mean, I'm glad we did. I would not have wanted to stay. But point being, 20 minutes away, I'm like, we're not fucking going back.
Extra
We're
Life
not
was
going back.
so much fun, and I'm so glad, or I'm so sad that we didn't get that podcast didn't get posted where we talked about all
Yeah.
this shit. Because we even had like it was such just a great experience all around. Like even through like all my flight troubles and stuff. Because like
Yeah.
Jake drove down there, I flew down there, and then we both drove back.
Somehow I ended up less
drove-
miserable. It's flying. Flying, I think, actually made you more stressed and unhappy than driving
Well,
did
because
me.
my flight got delayed by like 6 hours.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, like, honestly,
I was at the
driving
air-
8
I
hours,
was at-
not too bad.
I was at the airport at I think 3 a.m. and we took off at the time we were supposed to be landing.
Well, by that point in time, I was 12 hours down the coast. I only drove 8 hours to get to Orlando, stay there for like a day or two, and then I went to Miami.
Yeah,
So
and then
if
I
you would have
had
driven
to-
down, you would have had to drive 12 hours. So it would have
Yeah,
been a lot worse. So yeah, I wouldn't.
12 straight hours, and then but then I would also have to drive back alone, and so would you.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm just gonna buy. It was also, I feel like there was some other reason I couldn't. I had to stick around for extra time,
Yeah.
or I had to wait. Maybe it was like a, I don't remember.
I don't know. I just know I had to be in Florida for the extra time. Like
You
that's the
had to
reason I stayed
be-
for so long was because like
You had to be in Orlando for something, and then
I was like,
we both had to be in Miami that same weekend.
like
Which actually
the first
worked
time I ever
out.
went to Florida, like I had two plans in Florida within like a week of each other, and I was like, I'm not going down two separate
Separate
times.
times.
I'm just gonna have to stay. Like
Yeah,
I just had
get
to
an
stay.
Airbnb and
Yeah.
stick around.
So
you
that's
know?
luckily I stayed with a friend for most of the time, but he had drill, so I had to go to an Airbnb. But like,
yeah.
still, it was insane.
My flight was a night. It was the flight was fine.
Yeah.
Flying was not the issue.
Oh, I love
I'm
flying,
Fine
yeah.
flying. Flying's fun. For now, I'm sure if I do it for another 10 years, so I'm gonna hate it. It was everything leading up to the flight and like getting through TSA, getting on the plane, and like once you're through TSA, and then you find out that your flight's being canceled, it's like I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
It's like the hassle of getting through TSA. I can't go past that line again without having to come back through all the security and shit.
See, I don't think I had the same experience because TSA was so simple for
Yeah,
us.
because
this-
you were military.
Well, the second time we had pre-check, but the first time I thought it was regular and it wasn't too bad. So, like-
yeah, I don't know.
But then again, I don't know the difference between airports because I was in
Yeah.
so could be completely different. Like there's no telling. So I'm not gonna. But again, we were with a whole group of military people though, so there's no tell. Even though we didn't have pre-check the first time, it could have been a simpler process because of that. So I'm not trying to say that your TSA comment was unwarranted because I know they're awful. I think it's some common knowledge that
They-
TSA sucks.
They're extremely
Yeah.
like not TSA. I'm fine with. It's like other people and
Yeah.
like going through like, and even the lines weren't that bad.
Yeah.
If I'm being
Well,
honest.
I don't want to say TSA
I
sucks.
think
I
it was
want to
just
say
having
TSA
to wait
procedure
6
sucks.
hours.
That's nicer.
I was thinking it was having to wait 6 hours. That was my issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. That was like, but once we got down there, once we got to Extra Life stuff, it was awesome. It was awesome. Despite the fact
Yeah.
that we
it was a lot of
ate
fun.
way too much hot sauce. It was like,
Not too much. It was amazing.
it was too much hot sauce. And then we shit our brains out. And also, like, I think I talked about this last time. It's like I didn't eat spicy food for a solid month or two after freaking eating that stuff because my body refused.
I just remember I was like, did I even have a bad experience? Because I didn't get sick or anything.
Oh,
I remember while we were
finally-
playing Haunted House in the Hill or Haunting of Hill House or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Or wait, what was it?
Haunting a Hill House.
Is that it? Anyway, while we were
Haunting
playing
on the
that.
House on the Hill.
Yes, okay, because I was going to say Haunting Hill House. Pretty sure is a Netflix thing. So, anyways, while we were playing that game, and I went to the bathroom, and I had to read the directions for the Banshee before I did that. I think that was when it hit me because it doesn't make me sick because I like spicy stuff, but
Yeah,
it hurts.
I was doing a real bad.
It's painful. Yeah.
All right, I think it's time we wrap up.
Oh yeah. I'll sing us out. Ready? We have like
a consistent theme song now.